Even if you didn't like me and you saw me train, you could never say that I don't train hard. No one can never say that when I'm in camp or even when I'm on an easy day that I'm being lazy. I don't go to the gym to just socialize. I train because I'm not doing this just so I can have a video to post or to have a picture to post on Facebook. Fighting is a difficult sport. You sacrifice your time, your energy, your body, everything. So I train and give absolutely everything I have. Who do you have for Cyborg and Holly Holm?
Who do I
I
have?
have no clue.
Who do I have winning?
For Holly and Cyborg?
Oh,
Who do you have for that? I have no clue.
oh,
I
Cyborg.
mean,
Cyborg.
you do?
Yeah,
Cyborg?
easy
I mean,
work.
you never know. I mean, these styles make fights, and those fights can go either way, depending on how that fighter goes that route. Like it's a couple routes that I think both of them can go, but it just depends on who shows up for that fight. So I have no clue. I don't know. I'm just gonna enjoy it.
So you,
I might just order that fight at home and just not have anybody here, just so I can watch it on mute and not have to worry about anybody else's opinion. That's how it was with the Guillermo Rigodeaux and the Vasily Lomachenko fight. When I
yeah.
tell you, I was absolutely devastated for that fight because that was not one of the scenarios that I thought was going to happen was for him to give up. He no mossed that shit. Like that's a verb now. He no mossed.
Yeah, he quit.
He verbed it,
I,
and he's done that with the last couple fighters. Vasily has done that with the last couple fights, and it's. I mean, I can't sympathize with you because I fought with a broken hand in a 4-ounce glove. When I broke my hand last April, I broke these 3 bones. That's where the scars come from.
oh, okay, yeah, yeah.
And
They
I
just.
broke these 3 bones, and I heard it when it happened. It happened in the second round, and it sounded like celery or carrot breaking. And I was like, well, that didn't sound good, but I kept using it. And it probably made it worse, but I wanted to win more than I cared about the pain. So, I mean, that was an amateur fight for me. And my question is, what clean shot did he get in to make his hand hurt? I really want to know. I still think that Guillermo Rigodeaux is one of the best fighters in the world. I certainly don't think I could beat him, but I don't think I can. I'm gonna be quite honest, but I don't know. I was just devastated with that fight.
Yeah, it was kind of like a combination. Like you sitting there and you trying to do everything you can to hit this guy. Okay, first of all, he old. He's aged. He's past his prime.
I mean,
He's
I
see.
don't think he's that old.
Well, you know what?
I mean,
No,
how old did you feel?
when you deal with a Cuban, the Cubans are typically they're a lot older because they have to lie a lot of
They
times
have,
to be defected over here. So I
they
mean,
have to what?
they have to lie about their age. They do. A lot of them do, and it's just a common thing. I think it's a combination of he was getting embarrassed. A combination too, like so many of these other guys, like Carl Frampton, Leo Santa Cruz, all those guys, they stalled him out, okay, for years, ducked this man at his own weight class, and then the weight does matter. Unfortunately,
Yeah, absolutely
he thought
does.
he can go up 2 weight classes to deal with the fastest and strongest boxer almost at that weight class at 130. He thought he could do that, and it failed. He took a gamble because nobody in his weight class would fight him. They all ducked him, so it was a no-win situation either way you had
It
it.
was. It just wasn't.
And he quit, but he shouldn't have quit. He should have.
Yeah.
I thought that he should. I was disappointed in him. I still roll with him, but I just felt like he should have, he should have tried.
Yeah, it broke my heart that fight. I'm not even gonna lie. I didn't even want to talk to anybody after that day.
Yeah.
I remember streaming it live. Well, I went live on Facebook so my friend could watch it. He was at work, and all you hear me in the background is saying, "Oh my God," for a good 5 minutes, and I end up being like, "What the?" And the end of that was I cut it out. I was legit sad
Oh,
afterwards.
God.
Just legit sad. Like that, I was so invested in that fight.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're talking to Jasmine Crawford. Listen, y'all got to go watch some of this girl fights. I'm telling y'all, look, y'all getting her personality right now. Look, she fight even more like her personality in the octagon. I'm telling you, she's straight. There's no sugarcoating here. There's no watered down. Jasmine is raw. I love it. I love it. Some of the best people on the planet I know, they're raw. They're
Raw.
raw.
That's a cool word.
So Jasmine, let's talk about. I want to talk about that first fight. The first fight I watched you fought against Elizabeth Palacios. Hey.
Actually, that wasn't my first fight. That was my second fight.
Okay, that's the first fight I saw you.
Oh, okay.
But okay, it's your second fight. Okay, remember
Yeah.
that the fighter's always right. So you're right.
Yeah.
So you look, you had some great reversals on the ground in that fight. I'm talking about she took you down, and it looked for a moment that she was really gonna get the upper hand. And you even said she put you in an arm bar that hurt. That you got out of. But every time she had you on your back, you reversed it. I mean, you got to take us through that because it's gonna be a video clip of it playing on the screen. But you got to take us through it.
That at that time, CDM was fortunate enough to have a man named Kevin Bell. He was a college wrestler up in the north, I want to say Michigan, and that's all we worked on was counter wrestling. And we knew that she would be more proficient on the ground than I was at that time because my strong point is boxing. So that's all me and Kevin worked on, and Daryl too. But that counter wrestling, if you have nothing else on the ground, you have your defense. And I think that's where you start with everything, even in boxing. Before I had any offense in boxing, all I worked on was defense. Because if you have an effective defense, then that opens up your offense.
But the way you continue to rotate your hips, like it was crazy. You be on your back, and for a lot of other people, that's it for them. You were like you rotated that hip so fast, and then you were on top. And I'm just like, you kept doing that. You did it over and over and over. So it wasn't like it was a fluke the first time. It wasn't a fluke. I mean, you continued to do the technique. And I saw how technical you were from your back. Like, you're dangerous on your back. You're very dangerous. So, I mean, is that some of the work that Tanya's been kind of helping you with? And Mr. Chain and all those people?
At that time, I hadn't changed gyms. At that time, I was still at CDM. So I was only working with Daryl, Chris, and Kevin Bell. So I didn't learn any of what I learned at 4 ounce up until a couple of years ago when I first got there. I think I've been there a good 2-3 years at 4 ounce, mostly 2-3 years. But that's all me and Kevin were working on was just reversals and counter wrestling.
Listen, I'm gonna be raw. You whooped that girl ass. Like, look, that was like, it was like introduction. If you want to see somebody get beat up, watch that fight.
But she didn't make it easy. So it wasn't an easy fight for sure.
No, it's just your skill sets. I'm trying to tell you, it's your skill sets. I don't think it was an easy fight, but man, you was laying look, you was hitting that girl hard. Like, and at point, I'm sitting here wondering, like, okay, why is their corner still letting this go on? Like, why are they still doing it? Because she was. You clearly see she was damaged, and you had clocked her with a couple of right hands, and then you was hitting her with combinations, and then it's like, oh man, okay, so what next? And then when you had on the ground, okay, now they're gonna stop it. No, they didn't stop it. Like, what?
We knew going into that fight that that team was tough. Her and her brother and everybody that was at that gym. They're very tough, and they kind of walk through things that most people kind of cower down to. So I knew it wasn't going to be an easy fight.
Okay, well, I thought you did a phenomenal job in that
fight.
Thank
you.
I thought you did a great job. And, I know you don't like to listen to the commentators. I just want to debunk. Was your stamina ever in question in that fight?
No.
I didn't think so.
No.
I didn't think so. So to that announcer, I don't know who he was, but I'm gonna figure out who that was. I got to know who that is.
It's all good. I mean, like I said, everybody has their opinion, and sometimes it may look a certain way in a fight, or you think someone is in trouble and they're not. But as I said before, it only matters what my honest corner gives me, and they give me some honest opinions, and they know me, they know when I'm tired, and they know what I can and cannot do. So at the end of the day, that's all that matters.
And you won, and you won, and you won impressively too.
Yeah.
And see, you know, it's okay. It's okay. Look. I mean, you got to lavish into just a little bit. Like,
I got to what?
I mean, you got to lavish for about 2 seconds. Just 2 seconds. You know, you can go in and crack. I did a good job in that fight, but I
did a good job. It wasn't an easy fight, and she didn't make it easy to win that fight. So but I worked hard for every fight that I've ever had. Even if you didn't like me and you saw me train, you could never say that I don't train hard. No one can ever say that when I'm in camp, or even when I'm on an easy day, that I'm being lazy. I don't go to the gym to just socialize. I train because I'm not doing this. I'm not doing it just so I can have a video to post or to have a picture to post on Facebook. There are many other options that are available, but fighting is a difficult sport, and it's not easy. It's not easy to sacrifice yourself to do that. You sacrifice your time, your energy, your body, everything. So I train and give absolutely everything I have.
Guess what I'm gonna do? That's gonna be a quote for the intro of this video that you just said. I mean, what you just said, that you sacrifice everything that you have, you know, to do what you're doing. And, you know, that pretty much personifies, and that's why you're having so much success.
Well, not yet, but I haven't fought since I broke my hand, but I mean, it's coming. Things happen for a reason, and I'm not sure why things have happened, but I do believe that things happen the way that they're supposed to. And it's setting me up for whatever, and whenever it comes, I'll be ready.
And see, I think over time you'll learn, like you know, like certain things that fighters learn, not to load up on all the punches, because you hit hard, and you like to give girls that leather, like you like to give it to them, and you know, but it's things that you know you picking up on, I'm sure, because you look good. You fought when you fought against Samantha. Like,
that was my first fight.
You was given, okay. See, I got him. I still saw it. I still watched the fight. I watched that one twice. You really gave her. I mean, you worked her over.
I was supposed to lose that fight. They brought me into that fight. I won't say names, but
say it.
No. They brought me into that fight because I was supposed to lose. And we knew it. At CDM, we knew what they were doing, because at that time, frankly, our gym hadn't had a ton of success. So we did have some wins here or there, and a lot of tough people, that's for sure, in MMA. But they just thought I was an easy fight, and nobody knew who I was. I hadn't competed a lot in jiu-jitsu, and I hadn't competed a lot in boxing. So they thought that I was just going to be take me down and keep me there and just kind of beat me up. But there you have it. There's that. That
ground reversal skill set that you possess. I'm telling you. And girl, I thought you was a machine gun, and you unloaded the clip. Like, for real.
I was very, very, very prepared for that fight, because I was so nervous. It was my first fight, and I had come to peace with the fact that, all right, I'm gonna have a bruise. My face is probably gonna bruise up, but fuck it, let's go.
I love it. Yeah, let's go. Let's go on and get this work.
I remember Deuce couldn't come to that fight. He had a...
Uh-oh. Did we lose connection?
Huh?
Okay, all right. You just cut out for a minute. I was sitting there trying to play detective. Go ahead.
So we called Deuce. You there?
Yeah, I'm here. You?
Okay. So he couldn't come to that fight, and I remember being in the lobby, and I said, okay, Deuce, I'm going to call you when I get to the lobby, and when it's time to fight, I'm going to call you. And he was like, you make her pay. You have to make her pay, and then you make her respect you. And it was always this thing that Deuce used to tell me in the gym, is even if you fight somebody that you know that's better than you, and you know that can beat you up, you always have to remember, when you step in that cage, even in the sparring, you make them respect you. And that's exactly what he told me before that fight.
I think she had a lot of respect for you, because, you know, it got to the point, like, you were beating this woman so bad she was on her knees, like trying to do anything just to bring, like you beat this woman to her knees, and she's sitting here trying to grab your legs, trying to just get any advantage. I mean, that's what you did. And I don't know if you even like, see, I break fights down. I do it when I'm not working out. I break down fights because I love them. And watching your fight, it was really, you put together. They gave you the perfect game plan to actually dominate in that whole fight. They gave it to you, and you executed whatever game plan they gave you. It was perfect. Cause
Yeah, Daryl was the one that said to do the elliptical kick to keep the distance, and that was the game plan, was to outbox her, because we knew at that time I had good counter wrestling, but not proficient offensive wrestling or jiu-jitsu. So I had to play to my own strength.
Girl was on her knees. Okay, Jasmine, she was looking up. She was looking up at you. Lord, please, God, don't let her throw another strike. Pop. Don't let her do it again, God. Pop. God, hey, but it really was a good fight, okay?
Thank you.
It was a great fight. But Jasmine, can you talk to us about your overhand right?
My overhand right.
Yes, please talk to us about that.
It's bomb.
All right. So, I mean, so let's say if you and I were sparring, how would you set me up to hit me with your overhand right?
Why would I tell you that?
Well, because we sparring.
No. Oh, I'm not telling you that.
Okay.
No.
All right.
Absolutely not.
You got to tell me off the air then. Because, I mean, who am I going to say, hey, go do it like this? Okay. So let's talk about. Oh, okay. Dang. Drive a hard bargain. You know, that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. I get it out you. No, don't worry about it. But
okay.
No, I'm not gonna get it out you. God dog it. Okay. So could you talk about like how it helps you in a fight? Or okay, I get it. I phrase it like this: when you use your overhand right, you know, do you find that it's catching your opponents off guard?
I don't know. I don't use it often, but I can't really say. I mean, that's not a question that I could ask accurately. If I'm doing it properly, then it should be catching them off guard. But if they see that coming, then they should slip it.
But they didn't. The people that I saw you hit with overhand right, they didn't slip it.
Oh, well, I suppose so. I suppose I did my job.
Yeah, it looked. I mean, you know, it looked flawless. Like you executed it well. You know.
Thank you.
But what's your favorite weapon?
My jab.
Really?
Yes.
So.
I've got a bomb ass jab.
Okay, so I mean, is it your left hand or your right hand?
My left hand.
Okay, so you're a southpaw.
I thought you said you saw my fights.
I do. I watched them. I mean, I wouldn't be able to talk to you about them if I ain't saw them. But sometimes too, you know, the action is kind of going really fast, and so I'm asking you. It's kind of a rhetorical question.
It's my left hand.
Okay, so southpaw.
No, that's not a southpaw. That's orthodox.
If a person they get in a left-handed stance, they can be a southpaw.
Oh, well, yeah, but for me, I tend to not. I don't switch very often, if at all.
Oh, okay. Okay, well.
So, I mean, I try just kind of play with certain things, but I don't think I've ever done it in a fight.
Oh, okay. I got you. So your jab is pretty much what sets up everything when you're unleashing that fury on people. It's that beautiful jab that you possess, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So how did your parents feel about you, you know, getting in there and just beating people up like this? I mean,
oh, they thought I was crazy.
Really?
They thought, what are you doing? Why are you doing this? You could do so many other things other than this. What are you doing? And I think now they have respect for it.
Do they come watch you?
I don't want them to.
Why you don't want your folks to see you?
That's not a bad thing. My sister and my cousin, come to every fight, and my cousin Kristen Branch and Tamanisha Hampton, and my brother too, Ronald Foley. They come to my fights. My sister and my cousin Chrissy, they come to almost all of them. My sisters come to every one of them. But if my cousin isn't there for my sister, I have somebody there with my sister because I'll be so worried about her, and I wouldn't be focused. And for me, I would be so worried about my parents in that audience that I wouldn't be able to focus. And I don't think that's going to change. So I'd rather them not come just for the sake of them being worried and me worried about them being worried.
Okay, I had a question. Let's just think in the future. Let's just say you about to fight for an Invicta title,
Yeah.
or maybe even a UFC title. Would you want your parents to be in the audience then?
No. Absolutely. No.
At the pinnacle of the fight game, your parents can't be there.
No.
Okay.
No, and that's just because I love them. I don't want them to. You have to understand. My mom is my family is everything to me. And my mom, we butt heads all the time, but that's my best friend. My best friend in my life is my mom, and my dad is just. I love my dad. I just don't want them to. Anything can happen in that cage, and I don't want them to have that vision of anything bad happening to me. I want to remain focused. And
okay, I get
if they could come, like say if it's in Vegas or in California, y'all come to California, y'all come to Vegas, but you can't come to the fight.
Okay, well, y'all better not show up. Don't get her off focus. Don't sneak in the building, Dad, because I know how dads are. You know, dads like to be in everything, so don't sneak in the building.
Yeah.
Don't do it.
My dad, he's quiet, but I could tell when he's worried, and I could tell my mom is worried for sure. So I don't want them to endure that worry.
Okay.
Everybody's worried. I'm worried. I'm scared. I'm paranoid. I'm thinking of everything that could happen and everything that couldn't happen, and I don't want them to endure that.
Well, Miss Jasmine Crawford, for somebody who nervous and scared, you know what? You use that to your advantage because, again, you know, I watched your just like you know Gary told you about me, you researched me. So I never do an interview if I don't look at the person. Trust me. I done looked at you from almost every angle I could before I even had this interview, and I'm telling you, you're using that to your advantage. It's something because you're having no fear. And you're dispatching of these people, and you're making these people feel a lot of pain in these fights. Like you're landing.
You know, I don't think it's the absence of fear. I don't think. I remember one of the first fighters that I ever had a crush on was George St. Pierre. And I remember watching an interview with him, and he said